Good evening and welcome to Poland Daily. I'm Nicholas Richardson and this is the news. On the eve of Polish Armed Forces Day, the Ministry of Defence has signed contracts for 3 types of armoured vehicles as part of a major and rapid rearmament policy in response to Russia's invasion of Ukraine. The contracts cover 700 infantry fighting vehicles, armoured personnel carriers and light reconnaissance vehicles. The first units are due to be delivered next year. Defence Minister Mariusz Błaszczak approved the 3 deals with the state-owned Polish armaments group PGZ on Monday, describing them all as very important. Ensuring the security of our homeland, Poland, is the task of the government of law and justice. In order for the country to be safe, the Polish army must be strong. Numbers, training and arming with modern weapons are the prerequisites for the strength of the Polish army. Thanks to today's decisions of Minister Błaszczak, the slogan of tomorrow's parade, strong, white, red, becomes even clearer. Indeed, Poland will be strong if we succeed in quickly strengthening the combat capabilities of the Polish army, increasing its numbers and equipping it with the latest equipment capable of operating on the modern battlefield. The first contract is for the heavy armoured vehicle which will be built around the chassis of the AHS Crab and will be equipped with a Polish-designed unmanned turret. The first deliveries to the Polish Armed Forces are expected in 2025, according to the Armaments Agency. The second contract is for the KTO Rosomak wheeled infantry fighting vehicle. We have ordered almost 400 units, which will be produced by the Rosomak plant in a very short time, said Błaszczak. The third contract is for hundreds of 4x4 light reconnaissance vehicles and is worth around €270 million and, according to the minister, also provides for the creation of industrial capacities that will enable the production and the provision of service and repair facilities in the country. Poland has chosen a Korean vehicle similar to the United States Hummer. These vehicles will be able to transport 4 soldiers with their individual and specialised equipment in all weather conditions. Law and Justice has proposed 4 questions for the referendum likely to accompany parliamentary elections on the 15th of October. The first concerns the sale of state enterprises, the second the retirement age, and the third, illegal immigrants, and the fourth, presented today by Defence Minister Mariusz Błaszczak, the fence on the Polish-Belarusian border. Alexander Woják of Telewizja Republika has more. The Sejm will decide on the nationwide referendum, the final question of which was announced today at its next sitting. Do you support the removal of the fence on the border between the Republic of Poland and the Republic of Belarus? When it comes to law and justice, the decision taken by Poles are the most important. That is why the fourth question concerns the fence behind me. The first 3 questions in the referendum deal with important issues concerning the state and citizens, such as the privatization of state companies, the admission of illegal migrants and the retirement age. At first, it was supposed to be a response to the European Union's migration policy, which seeks to reintroduce the forced relocation of migrants from countries that have failed in their admission policy to countries like Poland. But later, during the debate, we decided that it was a good opportunity for Poles to express themselves on fundamental issues. Construction of the fence on the Polish-Belarusian border began in 2021 after a series of hybrid attacks by the Kremlin and Minsk regimes. The fence is currently over 200 kilometers long. Imagine this fence didn't exist. Some people try to dig or cut it. Some succeed. But if there were no barrier, they would pass through easily and it would be far harder to stop that human wave crossing the border. On the 14th of October 2021, when the Sejm voted in favour of the government's project to build the security on the state border, and MPs from Law and Justice, the Confederation and Polish People's Party voted in favour of the fence. More than 50% of eligible voters must take part in the referendum for the result to be binding. The United Right wants the vote to take place on the same day as the parliamentary elections on the 15th of October. The Internal Security Service, in cooperation with the police, identified and arrested 2 Russians who were distributing Wagner Group propaganda material in Krakow and Warsaw, which encouraged volunteers to join the group. Detainees Alexei T. and Andrei G. have been accused of spying. The stickers they distributed advertised the Wagner Group and included a link to recruitment sites. The A5 size stickers with the words, "We are here, join us," were stuck on walls and pillars of viaduct. The National Prosecutor's Office found that the activities were carried out on behalf of the Russian Special Services. While in Poland, the 2 detainees pasted about 300 stickers. They had many more when they were arrested. They photographed the places where they placed the stickers. They were paid by the special services. They were paid up to 500,000 rubles. According to investigators, the actions of the detained Russians are part of the hybrid war strategy that Russia has conducted with the European Union and NATO. Belarusian services also carry out such activities. They culminated in the migration crisis of 2021. Unfortunately, the lever of provocation is growing in our country. We have warned about this before. Unfortunately, such actions are typical of Russia, and we are no exception. We may be an exception from the Russian point of view. The Social Changes Studio conducted a survey commissioned by the Politica.pl portal. The question, does the Wagner Group pose a threat to Poland? 51% of the respondents answered in the affirmative, and according to 24%, such a threat does not exist. A quarter of the respondents chose the difficult to say option. Before the 1st of September, 2,000 additional soldiers will arrive at the Polish-Belarusian border. In total, there will be about 10,000 at the border, of which 4,000 will directly support the border guard. In addition to the border guard, the border is also guarded by police counter-terrorists. Water cannon, armoured vehicles and helicopters have been put at their disposal. German Finance Minister Christian Lindner has paid his first visit to the Ukrainian capital Kiev since the Russian invasion in 2022. Lindner pledged further support to the tune of €22 billion, saying the financial planning would continue to include large amounts of money for military upgrades until 2027. Lindner said that Germany wanted to do more than provide humanitarian, military and financial support. We want to make our contribution to ensuring that Ukraine has a prosperous future, especially when hopefully soon Ukraine will win this terrible war. And that is why we want to cooperate more closely in different areas. The two ministers of finance, in the area of financial supervision, the financial market and credit, in the area of customs cooperation, and also in the area of management of state holdings and their privatization. Kiev has been pushing Berlin to supply it with the Taurus, a missile with a range of more than 500 kilometers that is launched by fighter jets such as the Tornado, the F-15 or the F-18. Berlin has held back amid concern over the long range of the weapon and its potential use against targets inside Russia. But a security source says the German government has been in talks with arms makers about the delivery of the Taurus missile to Ukraine. With regard to offensive missiles, which you mentioned, we do have usual procedures which also apply to Taurus. So we are considering exactly among our allies, including in the Ramstein format, what is needed and what is possible. Knowing that many are sympathetic to such support, as I am, I hope for very quick clarification of this issue. That's the news. Thank you for watching. Stay with us for the weather, Poland Daily Business and more programmes. But from me, it's have a good night and a better tomorrow.